Obviously, being in the industry, my kids get offered things, but I still think they should have their education first.
Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're having a lovely day. It's Thursday here in the UK, Thursday evening, one day before the weekend, thank the Lord. But anyway, today's video is going to be about Katie Price. And I know I've done a few videos on her recently, but that's what tends to happen. Everyone's talking about somebody for a little bit, whether it be good or bad, and then they get bored of them and they move on to the next thing, like Sarah and Chad and all that kind of stuff. So that is just what happens. So what I was going to talk about today was she was on Loose Women, or she's on a panel on that show, and she was talking about her children, and she was saying she'd rather her kids have an education or seek an education than go down, you know, like the fame route.
Obviously, being in the industry, my kids get offered things, but I still think they should have their education first.
And she was talking about how, and one thing I'm going to say, I think Katie Price's kids are gorgeous. I think they're beautiful and they come across absolutely lovely, very, very confident. And I think that's very, very important. You know, I think it's, you know, they do come across really, really lovely. And yeah, they are gorgeous, gorgeous kids. So obviously her and Peter were, and whoever, you know, Kieran now, were obviously doing something right with those kids, because they do come across absolutely fab when whatever I've seen them on. However, she did say, you know, that her kids have been offered, you know, I think Princess has been offered a book deal.
But did I hear that Princess might have a book coming out?
She's been offered a book deal, but even if she did, it was only like a girly bit. But
and the little guy, is it Junior, isn't it? He's been offered a clothing line deal.
Junior's just been offered this clothing deal. But I say to him, do you want to do it or do you not want to do it?
But how do they know if they should or should not do it? And
obviously off the back of Katie. Now, what I found a bit, excuse me, what I found a little bit funny was that she was sort of saying that, you know, she'd rather they get an education first, which I think is great. They don't go to some kind of performing arts school, from what I can gather. They just go to a normal school, which I think is good, because all these, do you know what? I know a lot of people from performing arts. My background years ago was in performing arts and dance and stuff, and I hate to say it, you can tell when a kid is from a performing arts school, not all the time, but a lot of the time, a mile off. Very, very, I mean, nothing wrong with that, but you can just tell. That's all I'm going to say. But the thing is, she was saying to go to normal school, which I think is great. You know, they should be socialising with just normal kids, you know, and I think that'd be good for them, keeping them a bit more level-headed. But what she was saying is that obviously they get offered deals, obviously off the back of Katie Price being who she is. And she was saying, you know, that she doesn't want them to be doing stuff too much and things like that. And if they are going to be doing anything, if they do want to, you know, do any of these deals, like they'd be doing it in their summer holiday.
It would be, I know, but it would only be, should only promote it in the summer holidays.
And she was saying about, obviously, Posh Spice has, well, Victoria Beckham, Posh Spice, has, you know, trademarked her kids' names, and I think that's a really good idea. I can understand people doing that completely. However, Katie Price was trying to give the impression in my eyes in that interview that she's not pushing her kids into the limelight. She's not, you know, she's obviously giving them the choice if they want to do something, yes or no. However, so I actually don't have a problem. I don't see a problem with kids doing these kind of things, you know, if their parents in the public eye, if they want to do like something because of that, you know, get the opportunity to do something because of that, I don't see any problems with that at all, as long as it's done in a professional manner, as the kid's got a chaperone, his manager's parents there, you know, because good Lord knows what could happen otherwise. But, you know, I don't actually have a problem with that. However, she was obviously trying to give the impression, you know, she's not pushing them into doing anything, it's their choice. And however, I do believe that. However, it's a little bit contradictory in my opinion, because she just had a reality show out. And I watched her being interviewed by Eamon Holmes on This Morning. I'll try and link some clips below, not link clips below, but I'll try and put them in this video if I can. And she was talking about how the kids are just used to having the cameras there.
So Princess, what did you make of being part of this reality show?
We don't know any different, really,
No.
because you've grown up like it.
Yeah.
All the time. They're used to it. It's just part of their normal everyday life. So how are you holding your kids back from being in the public eye and doing all these jobs if they're used to having cameras there 24/7? You know, I don't know what I think about kids being in the public eye, you know, like because of their parents, like for reality shows and things like that. On the one hand, I sometimes don't have too much of a problem with it, but then I kind of do, because the kid doesn't really have a choice, you know. It's they may go, oh, yeah, but you have to think, is that good for the kid in the long run? You know, I don't think it's a terrible thing, don't get me wrong, there are loads more things that, you know, that are a problem. But I mean, when you look at like, even like Keeping Up with the Kardashians, obviously Kylie, the other girls were older, but obviously Kylie and Kendall were little girls when they were on that show. And obviously it gave them huge opportunities, huge. But there is a price of fame, in my opinion, there is a price of fame. And that may not be known, that may not show itself until years later. And also there are a lot of kids as well that don't have any problems, that, you know, are very level-headed, but there also are a hell of a lot of kids that are, you know, been in the public eye since a very young age who do have issues, let's just say that. But I mean, I just found it a little bit contradictory with her kind of saying, you know, oh yeah, I'd rather they, basically trying to give the impression that they're just normal kids when they've just been doing a reality show with cameras there all the time. While they're on holiday, it doesn't add up to me.
So do you get to the point where you don't really notice the cameras, or are you aware they're there all the time?
I don't really like notice it.
She was saying that also Junior, he's such a gorgeous little kid, isn't he? Wants to be like a vlogger, have his YouTube channel and things like that. I don't see any problem with that. I do think actually maybe they should be a little bit older. I mean, I think at the minute he's too young to be having a YouTube channel, in my opinion. But because you get a hell of a lot of hate.
Junior's the one he wants to be like a blogger or vlogger, whatever they are, have his YouTube channel. I mean, he wants to be the star like that.
So I don't think he'd be ready for that. He'd have to completely switch off the comments and things like that. But she was saying she has to rein him in, you know, because he wants to be the star of the show. And some kids are just like that, aren't they? Want to be the star of the show, and that's absolutely fine. However, you can't be, in my opinion, you can't be trying to rein them in with one hand and then filming them with the other, you know, being on a reality show. I mean, it's kind of mixed signals you're giving a kid, in my opinion. So what I'm trying to get at with this video is, what is too much too young? I mean, do you think that Katie Price should be, I mean, encouraging her kids to do this promotion, do this, do that? Or, I mean, do you think she should be on a reality show? What do you think about it? Because like I said, I'm in two minds. As I said, I don't hate Katie Price, but or anything like that. I do admire her in a lot of ways, but also there's things I disagree with, which is incredibly normal. We're of a similar age, we're very different people. And the thing is, I mean, I just feel that you can't be saying, oh, you've got to hold your child back in one instance, like you can't be like saying to Junior, you know, I don't really want you to do this, or just rein him in a little bit. But on the other hand, having been filmed for the reality show, it's kind of mixed signals. I get why she does her reality show. She feels that she needs to do that to stay current and stay to stay, you know, relative to everybody. But I just feel, what is too much too young for these kids, you know? And I had to, as I said, I saw her gorgeous kids being interviewed. They are stunning. I just think they're stunning kids. I think they're absolutely lovely. So they're obviously a credit to her and her family. But I do worry about them for, not loads or anything, because they're not my kids, do you know what I mean? But I do just think, what is too much too young? You know, what is too much too young? And do you think Katie Price is pushing them into it more than she says, or is she completely telling the truth on the interview, saying, you know, that I'm completely normal, you know, I don't go to a normal school, that they're not pushed into the public eye? What do you think? Because I'm kind of getting a bit of mixed signals there. I really am, you know. But yeah, what do you think about it? I wanted to talk about it because I saw that I watched a clip on Loose Women, and I saw quite a lot of people had watched it, and I want to talk about it myself because I'm, as I said, in two minds. 1 minute I kind of think it's not really too much of a problem, but then I think actually it is a big problem. Like I said, I don't have any problems with kids doing things in the public eye to a degree, but what is going to happen when, say, Katie Price does get older and people aren't interested in her anymore? What if the public eye and they're not interested in her kids? How would that affect them? Because they might be so used to having people, you know, being the star of the show, and then all of a sudden nothing, because they're basically getting these jobs because of Katie. What do you think? What do you think about that? I mean, how would they handle it? You know, but anyway, hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to talk about it briefly, you know, because I found it quite interesting. But anyway, hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel if you're new, and I hope you have a lovely evening. Bye!